Club football might be on hold right now, but we've still got lots of football happening with the last international break. Depending on how you see the international break, but judging by the look on Victor's face, is not the best fan of international breaks. But anyways, another international break is here, and thankfully, this is the last international break, at least for this calendar year, up until March, next year. And as usual, it's time to give our best predictions for the upcoming round of games. So without wasting more time, Victor, what are your best straight win selections?
I'm gonna start with something that should be obvious to everyone. It's usually pretty hard to find value for outrights and international qualifiers, especially if you want good tips with a good chance of landing, like a normal person. So I had to rely on Asian handicaps here, but I like to believe I found some nice balance. So here goes. Cyprus versus Austria. I've got Austria to win on a minus 1.5 Asian handicap at 191. Cyprus are already out of the running. Austria still need this win to get things done, especially because they're also taking on Bosnia next week. It's a very complicated situation here with these two and Romania in that group, and Austria can't afford to take their foot off the gas. Cyprus did manage home draws against both Bosnia and Romania, but Austria is a different proposition, especially having those other two breathing down their necks. My second one is Turkey versus Bulgaria. I've got Turkey to win on a minus 2.0, comma minus 2.5 Asian handicap. So with the split at 162. Turkey still need at least a draw here, but Bulgaria, man, they're just terrible. Okay, they've lost all of their last 5 games by 3 or more goals, including a 6-1 defeat at home to Turkey last month. And I've also got Kazakhstan against Belgium. Belgium on a minus 1.5 again for 151. I think this one's quite good value. Belgium still need to keep going strong. They're only 1 point ahead of North Macedonia, 3 ahead of Wales at the moment. They obviously have a lot more quality than Kazakhstan, and they've also beaten them 6-0 in the home game in September. In fact, Belgium have beaten Kazakhstan by 2 or more goals in all of the last 5 head-to-heads.
Yeah, fair point. Those are some pretty nice selections. But I'll be doing the opposite of Victor. I'll just be going with straight outright wins. And I'm going with England to beat Serbia 1.35. I think it's pretty straightforward. Even if England decide to use a weakened side, so to say, I still think they have enough quality to beat Serbia. And the next one I'm going for is Portugal to beat Ireland 1.42 as well. I mean, Portugal have been on the flying foot so far in the qualifiers, and I think they should be able to win this one once again. And the last one, yeah, it's actually very tricky, but it's more of a gut feeling. Netherlands to beat Poland, and this one is at 1.71. I mean, it's tricky because, I think Poland are also unbeaten as well. In fact, their only draw came against Netherlands too, as well. So it's going to be a tough one, but I think Netherlands should have enough in them, to see out that game, especially because of their attack. It's more well-rounded than Poland. So I think Netherlands should be able to see this one. 1.71 is good value to me, so I'll
Yeah.
take that. Yeah. Moving on, back to you, Victor. What are your best selections for the goal market?
I've got Nigeria versus Gabon at under 2.5, 155 for that. We were just talking about this, just before the show,
Mm,
especially between the better African national sides, we usually don't see goal fests. And with this one, there's a ton riding on this game. So I can see that trend continuing here of not seeing too many goals. Um, I'm picking Poland versus Netherlands as BTTS here for 168. I think so. These sides they've played against each other quite a bit recently. Actually, 5 times and since November 2020, and 4 of those 5 games ended with BTTS landing. And I think there's a good chance of it here as well. The Dutch defense, for better or worse, Van Dijk is not exactly ripping it up right now. So I think I think there's a good chance of Poland also finding the net. And also for goals, I've got Croatia versus Faroe Islands at 151 for over 2.5 goals. Okay, Faroe Islands, let's give credit where it's due. They've been brilliant in these qualifiers, but I think Croatia will get the job done. This is a home game. They're gonna look to entertain their fans a little bit as well. The gap in quality is there. Also, both teams are on three of their last five games with three or more goals, which is actually a decent hit rate for international football.
Yeah, nice selections. And to be fair, we've got almost the same for the goal market because I've got Croatia versus Faroe Island as well for the over 2.5 selections. Like, I mean, I don't need to explain that. And I also have Poland versus Netherlands for over 2.5. And my reason is because of your reason, because I think BTTS would happen. I think both teams will find the back of the net, but I think Netherlands will probably outscore them maybe 2-1, 3-1, or something like that. So that explains my over 2.5. But my last over 2.5 selection is more of a bold pick, and it's between Cameroon and Congo. I think that game has everything in them to be chaotic. Yes, I know, and it's the qualifiers. You know, everybody. This is not one of the games to throw caution. It's a win or lose. You know, everybody will look to give it their best, and especially after CAF announced that after they are not replaying the game. You know, they are going straight into extra time and then penalties. Nobody will want to play all of that. Everybody will want to win in regulation time. So I think we will see teams taking more risk, and it could lead to more goals, in my opinion. But anyways, moving on to the goal scorers. Victor, what are your best anytime scorer picks?
Norway versus Estonia, but not what you think. Not what you think. I would not recommend going with Haaland here because there's very little value in it. He's priced at 1.17.
Yeah.
Um, in fact, he might not even start here because they're playing Italy next. So I'm going with, I'll leave it up to everyone. Consider Alexander Sorloth or Jørgen Strand Larsen here. They're both around 175, 180. I think Norway will beat Estonia probably by a few goals. So I think either one of them is a good pick here. Another option is Luxembourg versus Germany. I'm looking at Wirtz to score or assist at 136. It's not huge value, but I think it's a given that he's starting this game. He needs
Mm.
confidence and he usually plays quite well for his national side. Against a weak opponent like Luxembourg, he'll be getting a lot of freedom both from the coaching staff and from the opponents. And I'm certain he'll get a goal involvement. And my third pick is Denmark versus Belarus. I'm going with Højlund at 162. I feel like it's a bit long, this one, actually. It's quite good value. He has 4 goals in his last 3 appearances for Denmark without playing the full 90 minutes in any of them. So he's been doing well. Belarus, I think they're as good as beaten before a ball is kicked. They're a very poor side. And I think this is a 3 or 4 nil easy for Denmark. I can't imagine Højlund not getting in on that action.
Fair enough. And I think I'll start mine by saying I also picked Oiland. You know, I also picked Oiland to score because for some reason everything you said just checks out, and I think it's going to find the back of the net. I also wanted to pick Alan, and then when I saw the price, it did not make sense, especially because it might not even play, just like you said, or it might be restricted to like little minutes for this game. So I'm actually going with Osimhen here. He's going to have a point to prove, you know, against Gabon. He wants to be that big game player, you know. After he scored a hat trick last time out, he would want to continue with that momentum. So I'm backing Osimhen to find the back of the net. I'm backing Harry Kane to also do the same against Serbia. And then I'm backing Kylian Mbappe to do the same against Ukraine. I mean, these are guys that, you know, like to to score goals, obviously, and I think those are my best goal scorer picks for the upcoming round of games. And just on the final note, Victor, any bold opportunity you have in mind to take advantage of?
All right, people, strap yourselves in. I've got three.
Mm.
And I'm going in increasing order of the odds. So the first one's at 235. I'm backing Cameroon to beat DR Congo. I think Cameroon will be too strong for the DRC to overcome, especially because they have Yohan Wissa still out of action. For Cameroon, Mbumo has been finding his feet at Man United as well. It makes them even stronger in the position for position comparison. It's long at 235, as I said, but to me, it seems like that's rather due to the stakes of the game more than the quality of the teams. The gap. In any case, everyone just proceed with caution, do your own homework, do your own analysis. But I'm just putting this out there. I think this is overpriced. Second one, I'm going with Scotland to score over 1.5 against Greece. Now, this one's at 325. Scotland. They've scored two or more goals in four of their last five outings. They also put three past Greece last month. Granted, it was a home game, but still, Greece have conceded three in each of their last three games. And before that, they even conceded against Belarus in a 5-1 win. Yes, it was a 5-1 win, but having Belarus score against you is not a good look. They also don't have any way, Greece, I mean, they don't have any way of reaching the top two in the group anymore. While Scotland, they need to keep going strong, make sure they stay level on points with Denmark. They're playing against the Danes next week, and they can actually win the group if they win that game, go directly to the World Cup. So, yeah, I think they'll be up for it against Greece. And my third bold pick, Georgia versus Spain, I'm going with Merino to score. It's 4.33. Again, do your own homework, make your own decisions. Spain are as good as qualified, so Merino might not even start here. If he doesn't, just take the push. But if he does start, you'll be kicking yourself if you didn't back him to score, right? He's got
Yeah.
6 goals in 4 World Cup qualifier games this autumn.
True, fair point. It's actually one of the most informed players for
Yeah,
national side at the moment. So yeah,
without being a striker.
yeah, true that. So that's a solid shout. For the bold opportunity, I only have one pick, and it's Nigeria to score two goals, priced at 2.40. It's a bit surprising to me. Like, I think, however, the game is going to go, it plays into Nigeria's hands because if Gabon do score first, I think they even might. They've got guys like Aubameyang, leading them. If Gabon do score first, I mean, Nigeria are going to go all out offensive in that game, and I think it's a game that Nigeria can easily score two goals. To be honest, at 2.40, I think it's good value to try out just one liner. So yeah,
No,
that is
it's a nice mix of informed decision and wishful thinking.
exactly. It's a nice balance there. So take it with a pinch of salt, anyways. But yeah, those are our best selections for the international break. I think after this international break, we'll be looking back to club football. But for now, let's enjoy all the country action and let's see how everything unfolds till we come your way next time.